Good morning, Pam for loudguitars.com here at NAMM 2014. We're at Diffusion Audio with Andy. How are you this morning, Andy?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent.
It's afternoon already, though. It still feels like morning.
It feels like morning because of last night. I had the NAMM breakfast, which is a muffin and a bag of coffee and a couple of Advil.
Oh, yeah, some NAMthrax, maybe?
A little bit of NAMthrax, yeah.
Would you like to take us for a walk around the booth, show us what's new and exciting?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we'll start over here with 2 Notes Torpedo.
Oh, sorry.
You can edit out me stepping on the pedal. We're now shipping the Torpedo Reload. Reload is essentially the analog section of a Torpedo. Load box, it has 4 functions. The load box, it has a reamplifier, it has a DI, and it has a matching circuit that allows you to take your sounds that you've recorded into your digital audio workstation and bring them back to the amplifier and match the critical levels. And the way that works is you're taking the sound coming out of the DAW, going back to your amp, and you plug into the front here and play your guitar until the levels match. And that's really important to get the amps to sound their best. The load box part is to take your amp and use it without a speaker for recording in the studio. And what's new with the Reload, and a product I'll show you in a second, is that we can now select the different impedances. So we can use vintage Fender amps, and with a Marshall style amplifier or a Vox amplifier that's happier at 16 ohms, we can use it that way. So we're running, for instance, this Friedman amp here, speaker out into the Reload, and then we can take the signal from here into our digital audio workstation, and we recorded the full tone of the amplifier, but we have not recorded any of the speaker or miking part yet. But we now got a really great source to work with within our DAW. The Reload ships with a plugin called the Wall of Sound, and that's what we have on here on screen. And within the Wall of Sound, you can select different cabinets. You go here and select your cabinet. Right now we're in bass. We'll go over to guitar. We can select a nice 412 and pick a microphone we want, and then we can go in real time and move the mic around. Now what we've done here, this is not modeling. We've done is our impulse responses, which is an actual a sonic photograph of that cabinet with that mic in the studio. And what we do is we allow you to move the microphone, and that's a proprietary process. A little bit like when they do the animation, like they do Avatar, they have the suits with the dots on them. So we do the same thing with audio. We take enough samples at different points that allows us to do this process of being able to move the microphone around. And now within the plugin, then you can put another cabinet. So you could create a stack of cabinets, or you could do something like take a Vox AC30 and do the front of the cabinet, the back of the cabinet, and maybe a room mic, and blend them and pan them in stereo and do some really amazing stuff. So that's the plugin. The other new product we have is the Torpedo Studio, which is the next generation of our flagship unit, the VB101. This unit is now a full true stereo unit, so line level stereo in, stereo out, or as a load box to stereo out. So we have the Rhodes amp connected, speaker out, again into the Torpedo Studio, and then we're coming out of these. We have some Line 6 L2s, and we have a QXC K122. That could be analogous to a system used for monitoring, or a front of house sound system, your in-ear system, or for studio or for practice. So the idea is that if you need to control your volume and control your sound, don't sell all your gear and use a digital modeler for everything, but keep your gear, keep the tones you love, but manage it via the Torpedo, and then come out of the system, a full range system, with a really amazing guitar sound. Watched videos are Ola Englund and Pete Thorne. He does an amazing demo with some layering of Americana tracks, and you really hear the texture of the Torpedo. And one thing that's really critical is a lot of times with modelers, you get a accumulation of the resonance of each of the models, and you end up with a very nasty result. And in the Pete Thorne video, you really hear the texture of the guitars. It sounds real, and as the guitars build up, they just sound better and better. So I really encourage people to go check out. If you search Pete Thorne Torpedo, it'll be the first thing that pops up, and it's worth the 10 minutes to check it out.
Wow, you're really excited about this product, and I see the passion in you when you're talking about it. Is it something that you have used extensively for your own personal uses?
Absolutely. In fact, 12 of the cabinets that come with it, right now it comes with 57 cabinets. 12 of the cabinets were done in my studio. And what is happening in 2014 is we're opening up the process of making cabinets to third parties, and we're going to be the aggregator selling it through the Two Notes store online. But if someone has a great collection of amps or a great collection of microphones, they'll be able to make product for the Torpedo. And of course for the users, that'll be a great benefit, because some people have unique cabinets, rare things that you would never let out of the studio and stuff like that. So I did the first 12 of that in my studio, and they've gotten really well received. And so I'm really close to this technology, and I think it's a great thing.
Excellent technology. It's absolutely wonderful. It's inspiration in a box.
Exactly. And check it out on YouTube, and thanks so much. I really appreciate coming by.
Thank you for talking with us, Andy. This is Pam with Loud Guitars.
Yeah.